How are you? How's your day been? I should have came on here at 2:22. In fact, I've been on the phone with Ben for a while. We had a phone conversation, so I probably at that point give me that right there. Give me that hair right there. Give me it. There we go. Yeah, I probably could have come on at 2:22 on 2:22:22, but I was doing other stuff. I didn't think of it. Too little, too late, Matt. 2:22 little, 2:22 late. But all right. How are you? How's everybody doing today? Thank you very much for tuning in. Uh, I am a man with many hairs. Where's that one? What's that? Is that a hair? Is that actually on my face? There we go. There it is. Um, so hairs are weird. Why are hairs so weird, man? We're getting it. We're doing all right. Anyways, but yeah, hi. Thanks very much for tuning in. Hope you're having a good day. I went. I pretty much just hung out in my van. Didn't do much of anything. Watched some videos. I slept a lot. Took my meds. Drank some water. Drove to a place. Put some food in my mouth. And now I'm here, just hanging out with y'all. That's my day. And I'm happy. I'm feeling a lot better also because I don't know if you're like me, but so I'm on my phone right now broadcasting out to people. So I like to be heard. That is an accurate statement. Just as much as my passion is to be heard. I mean, I'm wearing a t-shirt that I made where my symbol is a microphone. So obviously that means a lot to me to be heard. But with just as much passion as I enjoy to be heard, I don't enjoy not being heard. You know what I mean? So, hey, people coming in, I see 8 eyeballs on me. How are you all? Feel free to say hello. Unless, is there something wrong with my. Nope, nothing wrong with my screen. I can see. Somebody feel free to say, drop me a hello so I can see that the chat is working. Hello, Loopy. What's going on? All right. Now I'm comforted to know that people can communicate with me. Thank you very much for that. So I'd had a problem. I've had very little problems in my life, really. Minor inconveniences, mild irritations, no super problems. Uh, Nothing to really complain about. One of the issues that I had was when I work, and it's foundational stuff, it's basic stuff. When I work, I like to be compensated monetarily for the most part by the work that I do. Um, when I've earned, I like to receive the payment kind of thing. And there are times where I make tips. When I deliver pizzas, some people want to show their appreciation, so they put a couple extra bucks on the bill for me, and I appreciate that very much. And I would, if someone says here's $2, I like to receive those $2. You know what I'm saying? So in a course of one day, Sunday, I made about $54 in tips, and the way that they arrange it is they put it on a debit card. So I receive digital a digital payment on a card for digital tips. No actual cash is changed hand. It's all numbers up on the internet. So I received a notification that I got and this hasn't happened before yet so far, but Sunday, or I should say Monday morning, I received a notification that I got $10 tip payout from Domino's, which was a problem for me because I know that I made $54 in tips. And they also compensate me for mileage as well. So I have additional money on top of the 54 for the mileage that compensation. And I didn't receive that either. So I notified my bosses to let them know there's a little bit of a problem. For the work I did on Sunday, I made this and I received that. So a little discrepancy. Just to bring it to their attention. Contacted two people. Didn't hear back from either of the two people. I had both of their actual phone numbers, so I texted the two of them as well to let them know that of the issue. And I know that one of them saw the message, but she didn't respond. And the other person, I had no idea if they'd seen the message. I know both of them work very hard. My bosses work hard. They're covering several different stores, a whole bunch of employees, so they got a lot on their plate. I get that. I dig that. But one of the things that I appreciate is acknowledgement of the issue, and which is surprising. A little bit of irony there because I just spoke to this one person, one of the two people. They had a conversation with me about their frustration over lack of communication at the workplace. They're frustrated. Everyone's frustrated these days. So I get it. Everyone is frustrated because like it's tough for everybody. People are quitting jobs. People are like, well, I'm, just getting fed up with life in general, and they have this negative energy. They have this aggression. They have this, their woes and everything is building up inside of them. Everyone has something to complain about. Everyone's complaining. So I mean, it's generally not a great mood these days. And so I get it. And I try to be sympathetic for the most part. That should be like my memoirs. The title of my memoirs should be for the most part. Um, but yeah, I just this person was talking to me about how some people have a problem with other people in the workplace. Some people have a problem with other people in the workplace. I mean, sure that's going to happen when you have people working together and you're working in an industry where you know. So if everyone's complaining, people are going to tend to complain about their food or complain about the price or complain about the time that they should have gotten it delivered. You know, folks are going a little overboard even. And in my job, in this line of work, the pizza delivery, food service kind of thing, customer service, that sort of thing, it's just acknowledged that some people customers can take things a little too far. If someone's in a bad mood and they're not happy because of several things that are going on in their day, things not even related to pizza, the fact that a person is coming and delivering a pizza gives them an opportunity to sort of take out their frustrations on that person. It happens. My food is cold. Your food is not cold. We deliver we it takes 5 minutes to cook your food and then another 5 or 10 minutes to get to your door. We say we're going to get it to you in a half an hour, and so if it takes a half an hour, don't be pissed. Your food is not cold. The Domino's is not a place, is not, we're not full of folks that don't know what they were doing. Anybody that's working at Domino's has the experience of several hundred people, years of experience, decades of experience, uh, where, it's sort of our job to make sure that food gets to you hot and fresh the way that you ordered it. Some mistakes can happen, sure. Like there's the occasional uh, mistake that happens. Nobody is, there's no reason to get really shitty about it. But yeah, sometimes if you're having a bad day, we're all human. We have our weaknesses. Some people choose to express that weakness in pointing it out to their delivery driver. This food was supposed to be. I've been waiting for 45 minutes. Okay, that can happen. So that the point that I'm getting at to get back on track here, customers take it out on the employees. The employees get frustrated. The employees sometimes can take it out on other coworkers. That can happen, and so it gets frustrating, and people get irritated, and there's bickering, and there's the coworkers can't coexist, or whatever you want to call it. And that falls upon the managers. They say shit rolls downhill, but it really doesn't. Shit kind of rolls uphill. The higher up you are, get the like if you are responsible for coworkers and the coworkers are responsible for the customers can yell at the employees yell at the manager, that sort of thing. So this manager was talking to me about his frustration about the lack of communication between coworkers. Like he has to juggle different stores with a whole bunch of employees. He can have three people call out in one day, and he has to find the people to take that place. And then when you're talking about a work environment where people are, it's already pretty thin because of the pandemic. There are food shortages, and there are worker shortages, that sort of thing. A lot of stress, a lot of pressure on the manager. So he's having a hard time. Uh, and so I was very sympathetic, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I don't envy your position. So he's talking about a lack of communication between coworkers and a lack of communication to him for like I can't solve the problem if you don't tell me what the problem is. So we just had that conversation maybe a day or two before, uh, and here I am talking, trying to send a message to that person, calling their personal phone number and it going to voicemail, texting that person as well, and not getting a response for the past 36 hours, not receiving any feedback from him whatsoever, not even an acknowledgement that he'd received the message. That's kind of all I want, is just a message received, sort of thing. So I hadn't received that from him. It wasn't until when I called his manager that I finally heard back from him. And he's like, sorry, I was sleeping. Uh, it's been, super busy, and reasons. That's fine. No problem. I don't, I don't need an apology from people necessarily. If that helps you, then feel free to apologize if that makes you feel better, but it's not necessary for me. It's acknowledgement. It's communication. Just like when I'm talking on here, and I appreciate people commenting, the interactivity. No, it's just not just me talking. I'm not interested in just me talking. I'm interested in somebody listening. I'm interested in somebody hearing me and acknowledging me and responding. At the very least, I hear you, sort of a thing. That's something that I feel like folks um, it's not really clarified. Everyone's like, "Oh, you want answers. You're having a problem. You're having an issue. You want solutions. You want the problem solved." It's not always that. It's the fact of having another person there saying, "I hear you. I understand." There seems to be a lot of that, though. Um, a lot of, oh well, you see, I hear. Thank you, Loopy. That you get me. 17 people watching me on social media right now, and one person says, "I hear you." I appreciate that. Yeah. So just putting that out there. If maybe this connects with somebody, but things are frustrating for. Thank you, Rehab. Thank you, sir. Uh, there's somebody out there that hopefully the words that I say reach and it resonates with you. I hope that at some point in time, if there's a person that these words have value, that's all that I can ask for as a human being. You know, I don't have a. I've mentioned this a lot of times. I don't have kids. I will probably never have kids. I probably will never have another mate. Another partner. Uh, in my life, if I'm fortunate enough to do have somebody else come into my life like that, that would be fantastic. But um, me as a solitary human being, uh, there's still that part of me in the back of my mind that thinks about how important legacy is, the thing that you leave behind, the thing that will, uh, the contribution that you can make to the world. Because it's all got to be for something. It's all got to be worth it. Everything that we're doing has to have some sort of a purpose. You want your girl to move in with you. That would be an interesting. I would like what I would like if I meet another woman that wants to be a significant part of my life. I would love for that woman to be open to the conversation, because who I am and where I am right now is a solo individual in a van, and I'm happy with who and where I am right now. There are some challenges that I'm facing on my own, but she would have to be a van lifer. Not necessarily. The important part of that, no matter what type of person this woman would be, no matter where they came from or where they're going in their life, the important thing to me is that they're open to the conversation. I would not want to be interested in a woman that the minute it comes up of the way that I live and the way that they live, that they just don't approve. Like things have to be their way. They like the the that aspect of a person I would not appreciate. You know, um, well, that you're gonna have to give up your thing because that's not the way that I want to live my life. Like I wouldn't want to. I kind of cringe at that sort of confrontation about that topic. They wouldn't have to be a van lifer. It would be nice. I mean, I think if someone who has experienced the same thing that I've experienced. Well, okay. So in my particular situation, I don't work a lot, so I don't make a lot of money, and I don't have a lot of expenses. So it's I wouldn't say that I save. I mean, I don't need a lot of money in order to live my life. Uh, I could, if I really wanted to, work harder and make more money, and then just put away tons of money. I could do that if I were so motivated. But instead, I use that opportunity to not work so much. Most people have it in their brain that it's a 5 day work week, 40 hours at least, work week. Um, and I don't subscribe to that. I work 3 days a week, about 21 hours. Uh, so yeah, I mean, if I could work more and make more, this sort of a lifestyle certainly lends it to that because I'm not paying for a lot of insurances. I'm not paying for property taxes and and utility bills. Um, I'm not paying rent anywhere. I own my vehicle, so I'm not even paying off my vehicle at all. Uh, which now that I think of it, having a vehicle, I'm trying to think of how much people, for the most part, pay for their, if I were to buy a brand new van and make payments on that van, I think that it would still be a lot cheaper than an apartment or a home, than paying rent if I were to pay off a vehicle. So it still lends itself, even if I were to get a brand new van, which I'll have to look into. I'll have to do some research. I haven't really considered looking into that. I just usually look at the price tag. Like a vehicle that I would want would be about $16,000. So that's usually the number that I hang on to, is about 15 or 16,000. Not, okay, if I get this, what type of payments would I be making per month? But I would think that it would be certainly a lot cheaper than to buy a van than or to make payments on a van than it would to pay rent. It's interesting. Um, but yeah, getting back to what you're saying as far as a woman in my life, in a lot of different ways, it's the open to the conversation aspect that interests me. I mean, that is a good portion of what would attract me uh, to a strong relationship with someone. Getting along, like, well, the whole title of my broadcast, an agent of harmony. Harmony is something that is so important to me in my life right now. It is all encompassing. If nothing else in my life, boiling it down to what's important, harmony is very important to me. Look at it like a city street. Everyone's in their vehicles. Everyone's out and about during their day. They're traveling from where they were to where they're going. They're being, for the most part, respectful of other folks. There are simply lines on the ground telling you where to go and where not to go, where the lanes are, and everyone's obeying them. Everyone's respecting the lines, the boundaries. Everyone's going about their business. Maybe people have different opinions. Maybe have people have different, starting points, different. Uh, People have different destinations. Um, uh, but they're still, everyone still stays in their lane and respects each other, sort of thing. That's harmony. Stevie, how you doing, sir? Um, that's what I want in life. I want harmony. No matter where you're going, it's starting to rain now. No matter where you're going in life, no matter where you've been, you can do whatever you want, and everyone can do what they want, and everyone gets where they're going. There's no conflict. Occasionally, you're going to have some bumper to bumpers. Occasionally, you're going to have some, fender benders. I understand that happens sometimes in life. So, dark clouds are coming. Metaphor? I think so. I hardly know it. So that's it. That's all that I'm about today. just forever out seeking harmony. There are many words that, and I love words: calm, chill, harmony, peace. Um, the opposite of aggression, I looked it up online, and a common antonym for aggression is meekness, like shyness, uh, usually inferring like a lack of self confidence in a lot of ways. And I'm like, all right, so I don't, I don't appreciate that very much. I mean, it's not incorrect, but I feel it's like it's putting the wrong weight on a word. Like you're insinuating that someone feels inferior because they don't want to be aggressive. Like there's the whole self confidence thing. I don't think that really should. The opposite. I mean, harmony. Uh, well, aggression to me seems like forcing yourself into or onto something. And I'm not that sort of person. I'm not a very aggressive person. But I wouldn't call myself meek either. You know? Now, there is the fact that there is a lack of self-confidence, a little bit, low self-esteem, a little bit. I do I have that challenge in my life of my opinion of myself, self-image issues. Sure, but I don't think that has anything to do with aggression necessarily. I don't know. It's fun to think about. This is how I occupy my brain. Okay, the rain is continuing to come. I'm gonna get going. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for a little bit. I'm gonna go head back and plug in and charge my phone up. We'll watch some videos. I love the rain, and it makes me want to lay down and take a nap. So I definitely will lay down and relax and listen to the rain and enjoy that. But thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for taking a couple minutes to spend some time with me. I appreciate y'all very much. Let's try to do this tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon. Love you, bud.